Hi everyone, welcome back to Backlog Story channel. Uh, in this session, I'll be talking about SDLC. What is SDLC? In the previous session, I also covered what is SDLC, but also I will try to cover again. And also, we will look at what are the standard models of SDLC. Um, okay, testing, mic testing. Hey, hi everyone, welcome back to Backlog Story channel. Uh, in the last session, we covered a basic concept of software testing and why do we have to test? What why we are getting bugs? Why we are seeing bugs in the software? And also we talked about software quality and also what is a quality definition as per the customer requirement in general standards. And also we talk about why there are issues, bugs in software. What are the potential reasons to be issues or bugs to be present in software? And also we covered uh, issue difference between error, bug, and failure. Now in today's session, we will talk about we will focus about SDLC models. Last in the last session, I covered definition of SDLC, but yeah, definitely I'll cover it again. Let me give different color. Okay, SDLC model. Okay, so in this session, I'll be talking about SDLC and SDLC models. Okay, so what is SDLC? SDLC means software development development life cycle. Life cycles. So yeah, SDLC full form is software development life cycle. Okay, then what is a SDLC? It is a step-by-step procedure for developing a software. Let me change the color of this one. What is SDLC? Okay, SDLC is a step-by-step procedure. Procedure for what? Procedure to develop the software. Okay, it's a process or step-by-step process of developing a software. So it is a or some other definitions, some elaborated definitions. Especially, it will helps in cracking the interviews. Uh, it is a process of creating and alerting system, the models, methodologies that are people use to develop these systems. Any SDLC should result in high quality system that meets customer expectations, customer requirements, and reaches completion within the time and cost estimates works effectively. It should be cost effective and it should be efficiently and is inexpensive to maintain and manage and cost effective to enhance. Suppose in case customer is looking for any enhancements in future, the software should be able to uh, flexible enough to enhance the software to the next level with the minimum cost effort, or uh, the customer should be able to bear the cost in order to enhance the feature. And different procedures and models are available to develop a software. Okay, in the current market there are a lot of models available. So what are the important models? Okay, so in today's session, you know I'll cover a few models. I mean, maybe one or two models. We'll go one by one. First, but in most of the organizations, you know, uh, Agile model, they are following it. Most of 70 to 80%. That's why I will make a separate course, separate session only for Agile model. But today, okay, let's look at what are the standard models available in the market. One is traditional, very old model and very famous waterfall model. Okay, waterfall model. One second, let me drag here. Hold on. I hope you guys are able to see my screen. Okay, next waterfall model and increment model. Increment model. Oh, okay, this is one of the software development lifecycle model. So there is another model called spiral model. Spiral model. Sorry. This is SPI spiral model. Okay, and next one is V model. V model, and last. There are so many other models, but it's not so important. If you cover these many models, that is more than enough. But in most of the organizations, everybody is following using Agile model, Scrum, Agile and Scrum. But interview perspective and how before Agile model, how industries were working earlier, that is also very important. That's why I'm trying to cover the old model also. Some companies still they're following waterfall model and spiral model, V model. So in my previous company, very long back, 10 years ago, there were waterfall model was there. Then later they changed to V model. So I worked on waterfall model and V model. So, but most of the my experience, almost 8 years experience, I worked in Agile model. Okay. So I have plenty of experience in Agile model. I'll try to cover a separate, a dedicated session for Agile model because it's very important. It has a lot of topics and very important in terms of experience as well as freshers because a lot of questions and it will help for the person somebody joined as a software engineer software testing or any actually agile model will help for any engineer software engineer developer database engineer API test engineer because that's a common agile model is a model for a complete organization or maybe complete project. It's nothing to a specific department or testing department or testing resource. So it's very important. So let's quickly draw design a waterfall model. So just bear me few minutes quickly. I will finish this waterfall model. Uh, 1 second. Okay, the cursor is getting hung. Okay, just hold on, guys. I'll try to finish. This is most probably you guys wondering what is this tool. This is a Miro web application. It's very good for designing, drawing. It's really nice. You should use it. I personally love very much this tooling. As you can see, I can draw, you know, good designs, visual presentation. It's very good for visual presentation. That's what people will get attracted. Correct. So if, oh, sorry, uh, my mouse is a little bit some problem. Okay, I will explain one by one. Hold on for another 2 minutes. Okay, okay. Let's while drawing this design, why can't we talk about this model? What is waterfall model? Let me draw you. This is waterfall model. So it is a traditional model. Okay, it's a traditional model, and it is a sequentially designed process often used in SDLC, in which progress is seen as flowing steadily down towards like waterfall. It looked like waterfall. It looked like falling down. Water is falling down. That's why it is the name. The name was came as waterfall model. The first step is requirement collection. Okay, let me increase the size, font size. I hope you guys you're able to see the font size. Let me increase a little bit. Yes. Okay. Uh, 40. Yeah. Mm, it's not able to see properly. Let me. Okay. I'll zoom it while explaining. I'll zoom it in case if you guys are not able to see the screen. Okay. Oh, oh, hold on. Oh, I'm not able to move the screen. I don't know why. Okay, hold on, guys. This is okay. Let's. Okay, okay. Oh, now I understood. Now I understood. Now I understood why it was this frame. Okay, this is frame was causing the problem. Okay, now I understood. What is the issue? Okay, uh, we need to move the entire frame, but we are not able to move it. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's draw one more quickly. Doesn't matter. I'll just delete this. Okay. Okay. Now it's working. Okay. So the second step is feasibility model. Feasibility study or analysis. We will talk about what is this. Okay, in some time. But The second step, second phase is visibility study. The third one is design. Okay, and the fourth one is coding, programming. Let me increase the font size. I'll zoom it in each phase, while I was explaining. I will zoom it, okay, so that you guys can see the in case if it is not visible. Testing and deployment and last maintain maintenance. Okay, okay, let me fill some color for this. Okay, so this is good. Okay, okay, and we'll quickly finish this. And sorry for this delay. I just wanted to draw in front of you guys. Okay, okay, okay. This looks like waterfall model. That's why it's named as waterfall model. And if you look at the first step is requirement collection. In some company or some interviewer, they might be expecting requirement analysis. Both are same. Requirement collection, requirement gathering, requirement analysis. So basically, what happens in requirement collection? If any project, any software project, um, there will be a team. For example, uh, you know, I'll take a previous example. There is a college. It's a college is a now customer because they want to have one software. They want to have one software, college database software, so that they can store all student information. Okay, the college XYZ college is the customer now, and some ABC company they are giving a deal, business deal. Okay, you within a 1 year you give me this software which we can student can register, log in, and they can access their all the personal details. They can also see all the seminar records, mark sheet, everything, each and every information, assignments, practicals, lab details, everything. So classroom schedules, if there are online special classes, so all the requirements, they will explain to ABC company. Okay, in my college database system, this software I want. Students should be able to do this, should not be able to do this, and faculty should be able to see these many features. Faculty should be able to do these many operations. Basically, whatever their business, their needs, they will give all the each and every requirements. But that ABC company, they will have one team for to gathering this information or requirement from the client customer. In our case, the college XYZ is the customer. They are giving the requirements. See, somebody, a business analyst or product analyst or product owner, they will talk to uh, customer and gather the requirements. Okay, boss, tell me what, how your software should look like, how it should work, and what are the features, what are the critical features. So basically, they will listen each and everything and gather everything, and they will translate those requirement. Okay, and they will convert into business language, from the business language into software language, because ultimately these requirement should be able to read and understand by the testing team, development team, because ultimately they have to work on developing, designing, developing, and also testing. So that's why these business language requirements should be converted into software language. Most of the companies, this is done by the business analyst or product analyst, or you know some subject matter experts, SMEs, are mostly product owners. It depends on some company they are doing a business analyst, some company some in some companies product owners are doing this job. So next we will move on to um, next step in waterfall model. The next step is feasibility study or analysis. Okay, let's come back to the example. XYZ is a college, is nothing but a customer or client. Customer is also same word. Client or stakeholder, vendor. Different organizations, different companies uses the different terminologies. Be careful and be cautious about words. Don't get confused. All are same. So what exactly? Okay, the business analyst, they will gather the requirements from XYZ customer, and they will convert it to software language. Now the high level project manager, development manager, testing manager, and product management and scrum, and also HR department, also financial department heads will be involved in the discussion. They will do a feasibility study, means after gathering the requirements, they will take a look and discuss, and um, they will discuss about, like, whether they can be whether they can be complete this project within 1 year or not. So how many resources are available? HR department will give the how many resources available for to work this project. Okay, how many seniors experience, seniors resources, how many junior resources, how many basically staffs are available, how many are dedicatedly can work, how many are shared resources. So all those details, and also technologies. They also talk about technologies. Uh, you know, they also and architects, they will also talk about design, how we can design this college software, college database software, college student database software. So what database is required, what programming language is required. So all those things they will do study, and they will come up with some solution, or final verdict or decision, whether this project can be completed or achieved within 1 year or not. Okay, if it is achievable, if it is doable with profit, with certain margin profit. For example, I'm just giving an example. $50,000 is the deal. Okay, so 50,000 is dollar the deal, but you're not able to finish within deadline within a year, and cost also increasing to 60 million, $60 million or $70 million. So that means it's overestimation. Okay, you can, even though you are able to finish the project on time, but you are not getting the profit. So that's why do they before start working on project, developing a project, they do preliminary examination or study discussion, and they will take a appropriate decision. So whether should we move ahead of next phase or not. Suppose if in case suppose in case suppose in case if if the team feasibility, whoever is involved, project manager, business analyst, architects, finance head, HR, if they thought it is marginably, we can convince to the customer. For example, if it requires 1.5 year, then can we go back to customer and explain the situation? Can we buy extra 6 months or not? Or maybe if it is a cost is exceeding, customer is asking for $50 million, but it is expenses almost coming to $60 million, then we have to quote to $100 million because we need profit, right? So these things will happen in the feasibility study or analysis. So we will move on to the next step. Next step is the design. Okay. So in the design, suppose in case, okay, that whatever uh, XYZ college has given the deal to ABC company to develop a student database software. Suppose in case it is feasible and agreed in the discussion and move forward on the project, then what happens? Senior developers and project managers and you know, so what happens? Architects and senior developers, they will uh, they will start working on designing the product or software. They will come up with first high level design, generally call it as HLD, high level design, and then they will talk about and they will come up with the LLD, low level design. So what is HLD, high level design? It gives a architecture of software product to be developed, and it is done by the architect, and usually senior developers are architects, like what database is required, what programming language is required, what is the core components, what is the core module, from which model we need to start, how the application talk to database layer, then how database layer talk to engine, if in case if you are using some core engine using C programming language, how Java should communicate to database internally, it should communicate to C programming language. So, and also how these will talk to external dependencies, if there are any third party softwares we are using in our project. So all these designs will be uh, included in the high level design. And LLD, low level design. Low level design will be done by the senior developers. Usually what happens, it describes how each and every feature or component of the product should work and how every component should look like. For example, a login page. Let's take an example of login page. What is the theme of login page? What should be the description? What is the size of login text field? And what are the requirements for how password field should work? How login field should work? What if student forgot the password? How can we um, retrieve the forgot password? So all those discussion, designs, algorithms, everything will be captured in the LLD documentation. For example, let's consider another example. Suppose you are building a house, okay? Uh, Coding and programming done by the developers and senior and junior professionals. This process, we start building software starts with code of the product. Testing done by the, for example, okay. Uh, Next, okay, sorry, I just missed this one point. I just wanted to cover. Usually, what happens after designing? So, whatever algorithms written by the senior developers or junior developers. So, what happens? Then they will start as per the requirement, as per the designs. They will, whoever is part of that project, they will start uh, implementing on that component or product application. So each and they will start component by component, and they will usually starts. What happens usually, they will start with the important model or core model. Sometimes we'll start with the base model, we call it as base model. What is the main core module of that software? They will start with that, with a small piece of code, small components. Then they will integrate, and they will um, start involving once the software is ready. Once the software is ready and testable, then they will ask testing team to test the whatever feature they have developed, designed and developed. So I hope you guys are noticing. So testing phase will come after requirement gathering, feasibility study, design, and after coding, and also after coding of some amount of good amount of components. It's not like you developed a small piece of code, a small feature is working, it's designed and developed. You cannot test it because it should be shippable to testing environment. It should be consist of similar task or similar components, maybe one module. Once the one module is completed, then they will start asking testing team to test the software. After testing, deployment. This is really interesting deployment phase, because this is done by the usually deployment team. Some company they will have a dedicated deployment team. Some company they will have a delivery team. Okay, so how do you want to deploy the software? Either maybe GIF format or jar format, and it has all the steps how to deploy the software in production, which are that steps will be given by either testing team or the development team. So these days, a lot of softwares is available. We don't need any separate delivery and deployment engine. So once the coding is done, testing is done, automatically it will be shipped to production. So that's what the nowadays trending CI/CD, continuous integration and continuous delivery. That means you are developing a feature, small feature, piece of code. Once you reviewed, unit testing is done, then you pass it to testing team. Testing, they will verify, test it, then they will ship it to production. I mean UAT. In UAT, their system testing, user acceptance testing, all the use cases will be passed. In the lower environment, like staging environment, is deployment is successful, immediately it will that code will be promoted, shipped to production. So that means today morning you developed, tested, and evening it will be available in the production. So that is the that level of fast technology is growing now. Okay, so maintenance, last but the least, maintenance. So that is maintenance is like, suppose if there are any issues, deployment issues or any production issues, okay, customer reported by the customer or testing team will not report, because maintenance is that will come after deploying to the production only. Hence, if there are any production failures, the customer will report an incident. Then development team, what they do, they will identify, they will perform RCA, what is the issue, and then they will fix the code. After fixing the code, again they will ask testing team to test the piece of code. And also testing team, they need to ensure um, the fix is working. Also, if there are any regression is around the fix. So once the quality is checked, qualified the fixed component, again they will ship it to production. So this is a waterfall model. Okay, so okay, let me talk about, there is one topic last session I was you know I mentioned I'll be talking in the next session. It is about product based company and service based company. So service-based company, what happens? They provide a service and develop a software for other companies. Okay. So they provide a software which is and specified as per the client company requirements or customer requirements. They never keep the code and develop the product. Does not provide the software to any other company other than the client company. So that means it's a project-based company. Project-based means some XYZ company, okay, they are giving requirements. Okay, they want to have a, for example, banking software. Okay, so banking software they want to develop, they will give the requirement to a ABC company. So after developing it, they need to share everything, all the code, everything, all the documentation, everything. They will need to hand over to the XYZ company because they're giving a money for the service, because these are the providing the services. That's why their customer is paying to the ABC company. This is nothing but service based companies. In product based companies, what happens? They will develop a software products and sell it to many companies which may need a software make a profit themselves. That means they will develop a software. For example, Samsung, Apple, these are the product based companies because they develop a mobile software, mobile phones, and they will send it to different people. That's how they will gain the revenue or profit. So those companies we call it as product based company. Okay, let's quickly you know uh, look at what are the advantages or drawbacks of waterfall model. In waterfall model, backtracking is not possible. That means, suppose you found some issue in the deployment, you cannot fix. If it is a code issue, you cannot fix in this phase itself, deployment phase itself. If there is an issue in the deployment related, then you can fix and you can retry it in the deployment again. Because if there is any dependency code issue, then you cannot fix it here. So backtracking is not possible. You need to start from the again from design. If there is a design issue, if there is a coding issue, then again you have to start from coding issue. The change requirements once design stage is reached. Change in the requirements leads to change in the design. If there are any customer is change the requirements, then again development company has to change the design as per the new requirements. So that leads to a bugs in the design, which leads to change in the code, which results in more bugs. Basically, if there are any changes, frequent changes in the requirements, it will be over headache for design, coding phase, and testing as well. This is the drawback. And customer may not be satisfied if the changes requires not appropriate in the product. The end result of waterfall model is not flexible product. And testing small phases done after coding. If you see, the testing comes after developing. So testing team is idle from the right from the requirements to coding phase. Okay, they started involved in the later phase. They'll get less time. Hence, it will be very difficult to testing team to cover all the use cases, all the test cases. Okay, then what are the advantages of water model? If there are any requirements not changing frequently, that means the requirements are very solid, very clear, crystal clear. If they are decide like if there is no change in the requirements next 5 to 10 years, and requirements are very clear, then you must go to waterfall model because this is a very proven model, solid model. So ultimate end product will be stable product if their requirements are not changing. Okay, I hope you guys you followed today's session. uh, that's all about today's session. I'll hope you see you in um, next model. Okay, probably next I will Let me see what models we have written here. Okay, next session I will be talking about increment model and spiral model and V model. I'll try to cover two models in the next session. Okay, and then V model and Agile model. As I said earlier, Agile model required a dedicated session because it has a lot of topics, concepts, because most of the companies nowadays they're following Agile model. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and give a thumbs up to my channel. Stay tuned. I'll bring a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience. Keep in touch. Thank you so much.